Welcome back to Extra Holiday Games. I'm Extra Holiday, and we are about half of the level that we're trying to reach. Cause we died a lot, and we don't seem to be striking a whole lot of gold here, both literal and figurative. When it comes to finding stuff that will give us experience. I mean, we've got quite a bit of coal from our trip down here, and we've got quite a bit of lapis and redstone, and those are giving us experience, but it's I mean, we're still far from our goal, so it's we got work to do. That's what I'm trying to say. Oh, slime. I'll kill a slime for experience. Might also drop a slime ball, which is a relatively rare item, I believe. So, might as well keep it on us. Alright. What's up here? What was up here? Nothing of particular interest, it would seem. Although there's more up here, so. Might have spoke too soon? Maybe? What about up here? I always feel like I sound like the villagers when I do that. Just This is a dead end, right? I've been up this dead end about 1,000,000 times. I remember this now. Coal. Got that. Man. One thing that's kind of bugging me is, and this is I mean, arguably this could be a number of people's faults, but just the fact that when it comes to playing D&D, we are rather inconsistent with our schedule. Like, we're talking like, the guys are joking about, like, oh, we're gonna be the biggest D&D streamers on Twitch, ha 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 ha. And it's like, okay, maybe, but like, a big part of actually accomplishing that is having a consistent schedule, and that's not really. And you know what? Part of that, part of it's me, because my schedule, my work schedule, which is pretty much my only time commitment, specific time commitment, I should say, is fairly inconsistent, but like there's some consistencies to it. But another large part of it is just that we all work different schedules, every single one of us. Well, I guess some of them have the same schedules, but some of the players do. But like when it comes to me and some of the players, it's just all different schedules, and that's just the nature of the jobs we have. And I mean, the forehead solution here is, well, just get a different job, forehead. That's the easiest thing to say anyway. Not always the easiest thing to do. And believe me, I've tried. I'm not just sitting around taking the blows of my current job without looking at my options, but haven't quite managed to procure any better employment just yet. So, unfortunately, we're stuck in our spot right now. You know what I would love? And I might have said this on the show before, but something I would love. It's just, I'd love a desk job. Frankly, like, just to have a consistent Monday through Friday, maybe not 9 to 5 because I don't like getting up that early, but just a desk job would be nice. It'd be really nice to have a just be able to sit at a desk, do the same job. Like one of the things I feel like I would enjoy most as a job, well, maybe not enjoy, but be most happy with, is something just like data entry or something. As far as I know, that job is mostly just you sit at a table, you plug numbers into a computer. And you know what? As far as the thing I do that consistently makes me money, I feel like I would be A-okay with that. I can leave the excitement to my life outside of work. You know, with my channel and D&D and stuff. But like having that consistency there. Because right now I don't have that. I don't have any sort of consistency when it comes to my work. It's just like, oh, some days you'll work, 4 to 8, and some days you work, 10 to 3, and it's like, oh, guys, it's really hard to, form any semblance of a schedule, really, like an actual consistent schedule, when your work schedule is not consistent. So it would be nice to just have a consistent work schedule on a job that doesn't really ask too much of me and pays decently well. And like, honestly, I'm not asking for the big bucks here, and just making a living would be nice. But I don't know. Access to those jobs seems a little, I don't know. Part of me thinks they're like locked away behind degrees, but like, do you really need a degree for that sort of thing? I mean, that's not the only job in which having a requirement for a degree doesn't make a ton of sense. Like, it was a meme I saw somewhere, but apparently I imagine it was probably a real sign, but it might not have been. But it was a sign that said, cashier wanted, must be 18 years of age, 20 years experience required. Do you really need 20 years of experience to be a cashier? I don't think so. Like, I work the register at my job, and it's not that hard, really. Like, the hardest part is just dealing with people. And maybe, there's some context missing, maybe this is a cashier for like a pawn shop or something where like they deal with, rare items that aren't something you'd find every day, and you need to be able to identify these sorts of things. Maybe that's me giving them the benefit of the doubt, but like just this idea that like, yeah, some jobs they just employers are just asking too much, and it's because of those things that like, right, it seems like, and I'm getting into rant territory here, but it seems like employers nowadays, they just want the world, right? They want people to start with all the experience that they will ever need to have, and that's just greedy, right? Just to expect that someone starting at a job will have all the experience in the world, right? It doesn't seem like there are plenty of jobs I feel that could just be learned through training, but the employers don't ever want to spend the time to train anyone. So of course it doesn't, they just want, rather than spending the time to train anyone, they're like, we'll just make it so you have to get a degree to get this, get the job. And it's, It annoys me. And that might be putting it lightly, but it's dumb. It's dumb. There are many ways in which the world works that are dumb. And I'm sure that's not news to many of you. No, okay. Alright, gonna have to get a little more creative with this. Cool. Alright. Do want to plug this up, though. There we go. Okay. Now we can more safely explore this area. Man. I don't like ranting. But sometimes it feels like I just gotta, you know? Sometimes it feels like if I don't say it, then it's not gonna get said. I know that's not right. And the sentiments I just expressed are not totally unique. Other people have said it before, but like, oh, man. Just man. I'm frustrated. Like, I'm real frustrated with the way the world works. Disenchanted is another good word. Because, you know, you grow up, they tell you, like, oh, you can do anything you want to do. And it's like, all right, cool. But what they don't tell you is that it's going to take time. And it's also, you might die before you accomplish the thing that you're trying to do. That also happens. Well, this is awkward. And, yeah. So, ultimately, the whole, the world is your oyster thing, it's kind of a lie. Because, you know, yeah, sometimes you die before you accomplish anything. It's pretty great. A little morbid, but you know. That's how it be. Yeah, I don't like delving into these sorts of topics just because I get sad, you know. I get sad. I feel like these things are also the sort of, you know, maybe it's worth talking about because I feel like these things are also the sort of things that you forget about. That, well, not you specifically, but people forget about when they get older. So they're like, they like to pretend that, you know, well, yes, they work to get where they are. They forget exactly how much that work sucked. And they like to, like, wave their hand, like, you know, it's fine, whatever. Here's the... Okay, alright, we're gonna get back into, logic a little bit, because that's a subject that I am also very passionate about. There's a thing called survivorship bias. It's basically the idea of, like, oh, I went through this, so obviously anyone can. And the reason that doesn't work, that logic doesn't work, it's a fallacy, by the way. The reason it doesn't work is because, yeah, you got through it, but how many people didn't? Right? How many people were in similar situations to you and just didn't make it, you know? That stuff happens. So, like, saying that a person shouldn't be worried because you were okay doesn't make sense, because that there's still a chance that, you know, the person who's worried could fail and ultimately not reach their goal. And I feel like it's one of those things that's easy for people to forget. You know, there are people who don't make it. And it's not... I mean, you can... This is, I guess, personal opinion, but a lot of the times it's not because, oh, well, they just weren't good enough. You know, if they were smart enough or strong enough or clever enough, that they would have made it. But sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes you just hit a run of bad luck, and sometimes you start off at a disadvantage, Man. Man. I don't know. It's a rough world. And one that I'm still making my way through. I don't know. I will say, I have a lot that I want to do in my life. And one of my biggest fears is that I won't have the time to do it. The time, the energy, the resources to do it. All of it. That's something I really, I don't know. Right? Like, what is there to do about that fear? Other than to just keep doing what you're doing. Working towards a goal. And then if it works, it works. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. And unfortunately, that seems to just be all. That's just how it is. I believe the way the Japanese would say it is shogunai. Not much to be done about it. You know. Don't really need to be breaking this cobblestone, but I am. I don't think that sheds enough light here, but it's fine. I don't think anything can actually spawn in there. Oh, so this water is annoying. I mean, I really downed myself here. Just talking about all that stuff. Oh, hey, look. Cobwebs. We're actually back in the abandoned mineshaft, it would seem. Huh. Alright. Well, you know, there's coal here. That's good. That's good. Coal is good. I feel like I'm bringing that stuff up. I'm kind of failing at my goal here. Which a lot of the time with this show is just that my goal is just to distract people. To make them not think about those sorts of things. Because, you know, I assume that like me, most people think about those things and they get sad. I don't want to make people sad. I mean, I guess it's not really me making them sad. It's me just reminding them of the world that makes them sad. But, you know. It's, ultimately, because of the actions I took, you know, people might get sad, and I don't like that. Ultimately, I want to be goofy, silly, fun guy who's just, you know, is just letting you not think about that thing. Because those are really the times that keep you going, I feel. You know, the times where you're not thinking about the bad stuff. Oh, hey, this spot looks familiar. Not sure why I didn't plug that earlier. Yeah, actually, this is like a different stretch of the cave system that I am now learning is connected. Oh, there's more coal up there. Okay, well now I gotta get up there. Alright, well, you know what? Maybe there's going to be less existential dread next time. But, as for this episode, that's a wrap. I swear, more funny haha next time.